Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode here on the channel. We're back at Leander Club to get some training in today, and as you can tell from the title, you might be wondering, naked calendar question mark? But we'll talk about that after the first session. The water looks okay, it's still a bit wet and raining out here as we go into winter. But as long as you stay warm, maybe that's another video, let me know in the comments below if you think you would benefit from tips about staying warm in the rain or even the cold, as we do get colder weather coming our way. But like I said, you need to get in the club, get changed, get warmed up. Another video again, warming up video, stretching video. So let's get to it. And we've made it outside of the club, outside of the boat bays, post fueling up after some delicious breaded egg toast. And we're going to talk a little bit about sort of the naked calendar that I mentioned at the start of the video. So for the last sort of 10 years or so, and we've got Maya. Hello Maya, it's good. Yeah. For the last 10 years or so, Warwick Rowers at the Warwick University have been doing a naked calendar to raise funds for charity and for their boat club. This year they're starting to expand the reach a little bit and involve other people outside of Warwick University. They've asked me to be part of it, and it's a good cause supporting a lot of inclusivity, and I think it's a cause I want to support. So I'm going to be part of that. That's actually this Sunday. I'll put a link in the description if you want to sign up for the photo shoot, so you can join me and some of the lads here. We're going to try and go have a bit of fun, raise some awareness and raise some money for charity as well. But like I said, I'll put a link in the description so you can read a bit more about the photo shoot itself, as well as apply, as well as the charities that they are supporting. But now, as always, especially with the 2K tomorrow, a little bit more recovery, a little bit of rest, and then we're going to fuel up for lunch as well. So a lot of fueling up today, a lot of relaxing, but also, since it's still the start of the season, we don't just want to taper down a lot for the tests that we're doing to benchmark ourselves for the start of the season. And also, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be doing a Q&A probably after the 2K video, maybe on Friday. So if you want to ask me a question or get me to ask other guys questions here at the club, or girls, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if we can get to those questions. I'll also be posting a story on my Instagram where you can ask questions there. So just let me know in either the comments below or on that story so we can ask questions for probably Friday's episode. But now, a little bit of rest, a little bit of recovery, and some rigging of the boats. So let's get to it. We've finished rigging the boats, taking care of the boats, and playing with Maya, that's Stanhope's dog as well, and they are growing up together and getting to know each other. But now, again, more recovery, resting, and we'll probably see you for the next fueling up. Oh, you. And we've made it into the crew room for our lunch to fuel up pre-2K post recovery. Pre-2K tomorrow. Very pre-2K. Very, very pre-2K. But as always, the plan is in action. You can actually plan that far ahead with the fuel that you're having the day before, because realistically, the fuel that you eat the day of a 2K is not going to fuel you for the 2K itself, because most of the energy that you spend during the 2K is from what's in your body already rather than in your stomach and being put into your body. But that's just a bit of science here from Food is Fuel. So let's get to the fueling up, because food is fuel, oh yeah! And we've made it outside of the club post fueling up, and like I mentioned, the fuel for today is pretty important for the 2K, because that is the fuel mostly that you'll be using for, or for me, for tomorrow's 2K. And not saying I need a lot of fuel, I'm not trying to say I'm carbo loading or all that type of stuff, but I'm saying it is important for me to feel sort of comfortable tomorrow and know that I've got plenty of energy. And that is kind of what the 2K is all about, feeling fresh, feeling fueled up, feeling ready to go, and feeling ready to really, really go deep into the pain cave. But at the same time, because this is the start of the season, you don't want to just taper and be super fresh and say, I'm not doing any training before it, so I'm going to do a really good 2K, because it's the start of the season and you want to use it as a benchmark, and it's not necessarily a big number to go off for the rest of the season. That's more of that we do a 2K at trials, which is November, we do a 2K in roughly December, and we do a 2K in roughly March here in sort of the GB system. So the later on, the March one especially, well, I suppose the November one is a big one. You have to get the cutoff for here as GB rowing is 6:05, so my PB is 5:50, so hopefully I will be under 6:05 tomorrow, and then from there they sort of get progressively more important, I would say. Like on March, your 2K can kind of judge or put you in certain boats, or at least guide you to certain boats up to the seat racing. And then back to sort of planning for tomorrow. So again, fueling up correctly, not because I'll be using loads of fuel during the erg, the 2K test itself, but more so that I'm giving my body all the opportunity to recover, to repair, so not just today but for the whole week, making sure, like I said, I'm ready to go tomorrow and the energy is there to draw upon. And so fueling discussed, and sort of the plan itself for the 2K, I like to warm up or start the warm up about an hour before. It gives me loads and loads of time. And then, I've discussed this before, but I'll make a specific video about it, but I like to sort of go out and do 2K of just moving up and down the slide on the rowing machine. Then I like to do 2K of UT2, and then I do some bursts, and then about 20 minutes before I do a minute at pace, and I want to maintain being really sweaty. So depending on the temperature in the room, I've got layers on or no layers on. Depending on what's going on around, might have to adjust the time slightly. There might be people on different ergs, there might be people on different machines, so making sure that the machine I want to use to warm up is available. So adjusting the time slightly, but basically the biggest thing is, or the biggest two things, is making sure I'm really warm, really sweaty, and ready to go for the 2K itself, and doing that minute 20 minutes before. So basically that minute 20 minutes before gives you, almost, for me it scares you a little bit, but that's not why you do it, but it gives me that, oh my goodness, my legs are burning, my lungs are burning, and it's like, oh, and I've only done a minute, I've got 5 more of those to go. But the way your body actually reacts to that is it primes up. It's like, oh, okay, something big's happening, we need to build up and get ready for the next attempt or whatever that is, or at least that's how I understand that. So getting the warm-up right, getting the fuel right. Another big one going back before the warm-up, sleep. Sleep is a big, big thing, which usually the night before the day of the night before, sorry. So last night's sleep is really important for tomorrow, because usually the body reacts sort of a day behind in sleep unless it's you have no sleep. So I tried to get to bed early last night and tried to sleep well, if that is something that can just be done. So plenty of sleep, and then again tonight plenty of sleep. So again, it's all about getting up tomorrow, getting fired up, getting ready to go and doing that 2K. But I'll circle back again, it is the 2K for the beginning of the season. So like I talked about, failure and success, and what happens if it doesn't go well, what happens if I blow up halfway through or don't get the score I want. For me, this is an opportunity to do two things: to see where I am fitness wise, so how well the off-season training went and how well I am doing personally, and also to compare myself to the other people around me in training with me. But that will be it for today's episode, Yam Squad. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and as always, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will see you tomorrow for the 2K. Oh yeah! And we've finished doing stuff to the boats and playing